Welcome back, everybody. It's Good Time Gal. Today is May 6th. It is National Crepe Suzette Day. Yay! This is for my brunch lovers, my breakfast lovers, and anybody who is looking to try a new recipe that has a little kick to it. A little history about Crepes Suzette. So Crepes Suzette is a classic French dessert. It features thin, delicate crepes that are bathed in a buttery orange sauce with just a touch of liqueur, and it's usually flambéed tableside for a dramatic effect. So this flavor, it's going to be citrusy, it's going to be buttery, it's going to be gently boozy and incredibly balanced. Okay, so traditionally these are served at luxurious restaurants, and crepe Suzette is actually quite a simple, easy recipe, and that's why we're going to try it today. That's why this day is worth celebrating, because it's super easy and it's luxurious. It is taking that feeling and it's inviting us to do something classic and elegant, and it's going to make it accessible, equitable, and fun. So let's get started. So let's talk about the ingredients. If you're following along on my blog, Good Time Gal, I am following this to the T, minus the orange liqueur, because remember, I want to make sure that this is family friendly for everybody. But if you are feeling adventurous and brave, baby, try that orange liqueur. You'll love it, I promise. So for the crepes, you're going to need a cup of all-purpose flour. I have already sifted my flour because, again, these are crepes, so you want them thin and smooth. 2 eggs, 1 1/4 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, plus you're gonna want more butter for your pan when you begin. Then you're gonna want a pinch of salt. Now I'm using salted butter, so this is my pinch of salt. For the beginners, that may not make sense to you, but unsalted butter and salted butter, that means that they actually add salt inside of it. So I'm just going to be using this salted butter as my salt for the crepes. You can do this as well, or you can use the salted butter and add a little more salt. That is up to you. For the Suzette salt, you're gonna need 1/4 cup of butter. You're gonna need 1/4 cup of sugar. You're gonna need orange zest. Then you're gonna need the juice from the orange. Then you're gonna need about 2 tablespoons of orange juice, or your orange liqueur. I'm doing orange juice. So your orange liqueur, only 2 tablespoons. And then the option is 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, just to lift it and to give you that brightness that you're looking for. So that's it. The fun part. So we're gonna make our pancakes. So the sifted flour, we're adding everything into it. So I'm gonna add the 2 eggs. The milk, the butter, and remember, it already has my salt in it, so I'm not going to add my pinch of salt, but you add your pinch of salt if that's where you're going with yours, okay? And now we're just going to stir. So I'm just incorporating everything into it, and we're stirring until it's smooth, okay? Because these are pancakes. A little more. And now it's all smooth. We are going to do what the recipe says. The recipe says to let this sit for 20 to 30 minutes so that it helps with the texture. And while we're doing that, we're going to be heating a non-stick skillet, so then we can go ahead and start with our crepes. So I will see you back in 20 to 30 minutes. So we've got our skillet. The 20-minute has passed. So I'm using a griddle. I put my batter in this because we're gonna swirl it. That's the best way to make a crepe because they're so thin and runny. I'm gonna use this spatula and maybe this spatula. And you also wanna have your butter. You wanna make sure that, yes, this is non-stick, but you still wanna make sure that it is extra non-stick. So we just use a little bit of butter. So I'm gonna cut maybe like a half a teaspoon. I'm gonna swirl it, so I'm gonna do it again. And these are just my testers. They're doing pretty good. I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip. So this lets me know the pan, it's ready. It's ready. So let's keep going. I'm gonna probably make 6. I'm gonna turn down the heat just a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna add more butter. Don't be afraid to add butter. Mm-hmm. I'm going to throw him away because I can't flip him. Now, I'm not going to worry about the perfect roundness of these because, again, we're going to be folding them and pouring them into a nice sauce. But I still want them to have some conformity of a circle, right? And we still want to have those nice brown edges is what we're getting. That's what we're going for. See? That's what I want. I'm going to flip this one over again just so it gets that nice color. That's what we want. Three more after this. You're doing great. See how easy it is? I told you. They'll love it. They'll be like, oh my God, how did you make that? And you can be like, oh, you know, I'm just super cool. And now, flip. Maybe I'll do 2 more. This will be a total of 6. Maybe I want to do more than that. Our last batch looks really good. We are at the sauce part. Aren't you happy? So we finished the crepes and we're going to do this very quickly. My heat is on a medium high. I am going to first add my butter. So I want it to melt first. And for those of you who want to do it quickly, you can let your pan sit for a little minute, get it hot, and it'll melt as it's doing right now. Or you can chop them up into little cubes and then put them in. All up to you. Now my orange zest. I'm going to add the orange zest. I'm going to add my sugar. And I'm adding the juice from the orange. And since I'm making a non-alcoholic, I'm going to do orange juice instead of liqueur, okay? And if you use the liqueur, remember, set it on fire at the end. Looks really cool. So here's my 2 tablespoons. And once this butter melts, we're gonna let this go for 3 to 5 minutes and then the sauce will be ready, okay? All right, we did it. You got through the sauce, amazing. So now I'm going to plate it. This is usually the part where if you've used the liqueur, you've flambéed it, and you've also put the crepes inside. Since I'm not flambeing it, I don't have to put the crepes inside, but I still want them to rest in that sauce. I also want to pour it over it. So I'm going to be using my favorite to elegantly plate, and you guys can see what it looks like. And of course, take about a tablespoon. I'm just gonna drizzle it along the plate. And we know how I am about plating, so even if it's for my family, I still like to have it in a presentable fashion, right? I'm gonna scoot this a little farther, so there it is. I'm gonna take my crepes. I'm just gonna fold them like so. I'm gonna keep folding them. If you've been following along since we started from day one, I am so proud of you. I am teaching you so many cool different things, how to cook, like you're doing it. I'm gonna turn it this way, so that way it won't open. Yeah. But we're just gonna keep rolling them. I think I have 2 more left. Or actually 2, 4, 6. Yep, let's do 1 more so we can even it out. All right, now I'm gonna put more on top. And that is our crepes Suzette. They came out. Pat yourself on the back. Dust those shoulders off, because you did it. You did it. You are doing wonderfully. Wonderfully, wonderfully. All right, you know what I want to do now? Let's give it a taste. I love to taste it. So let's see. I'm gonna make sure I get some. The crepes are perfect. Perfectly thin, balanced with the orange. It's very sweet. Oh, this is wonderful. Maybe do this with the mimosa, and it's exactly like the recipe says, super buttery and delicious. Well, that's all the time we have. So thanks for hanging out with me. And you know what? Happy National Crepe Suzette Day. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Happy National Crepe Suzette Day. I hope today felt luxurious, elegant, and fun. I know I had fun too. If you've enjoyed this video and you would like more cooking aids, please feel free to go in my channel description and click on those wonderful links that will lead you to more cookbooks. If you've already done that, please feel free to try my cookbook, Good Time Gal Cookbook, for all special occasions and family events. Thanks so much for stopping by. Happy cooking.